Who doesn't want to wear a camera on their wrist, especially one with classic rangefinder styling? Of course, everyone knows
real men
shoot mirrorless Panasonic, and art gallery ponties like myself, Sony. Orient introduced the Retro Future camera in 2005. 2010 saw a reissue, and as part of their 70th anniversary celebration, this version was released in 2020. Along with the silver model, there's a limited edition Jaguar take with bronze accents. Removing the watch from its faux wood box, you can't help but notice the rattle. Goodness, is it going to fall to pieces in my hands, I thought. This is not a premium product, but nor is it claiming to be. The watch is available imported to the UK from Creation Watches in Singapore for £251, all taxes paid, with DHL 2 to 4 days delivery. You can also choose Royal Mail 10 to 12 days delivery and chance your arm with saving £41 taxes. But you don't receive the original box. It's delivered in a pouch with generic folding cardboard box. The watch's name is not misleading. Even an
idiot Team Sky believer
can't miss its camera inspiration. The majority of the dial apes the aperture blades of a lens. The detailed metal ring replicates the interface between the camera and lens. With the two silver screws at 3 and 430 locating pins, locking the lens into position on the camera body. The second subdial and open heart represent a twin lens camera. Which leaves 12 identical lume field indices. And the Orient logo having no association with the camera that I can discern. Hour and minute hands are similar, with the hour slightly wider and shorter. A pronounced difference in design would have aided legibility. Like the indices, the hands are loomed. The diminutive second hand can appear static, removing life from the watch, a criticism one can never level at a sweeping second hand. Life can be glimpsed through the open heart window, but needs to be viewed at compatible angles, and doesn't provide the immediacy and vitality of a sweep. Open hearts are generally hideous, but work here, masquerading as a lens, and of course the second hand should be orange. A bare metal bezel insert hosts black minute markings in the style of lens aperture setting indications. They appear to be printed, making durability a concern, and there are only 10 individual minute markers, illustrating this is a watch for amateur drinkers only. Professional imbibers need the ability to click off more than 10 drinks of an evening. The bezel action is mushy, unpleasant and difficult to grip, but does possess lovely cross-hatching, evoking the finish of industrial precision instruments. This cross-hatching is replicated on the crown. Like the bezel, the crown is also difficult to manipulate. Guarding the crown is a camera shutter button. Grabbing digital calipers I measure. 41mm bezel diameter. Lug-to-lug distance 46.5mm. Depth 12.9mm. And 20mm lug width. Weight with 2 links removed is 162 grams. Completing the casing is an acrylic crystal. Acrylic crystals are fine, but the watch's industrial design calls for a pristine, clear sapphire covering. Orient state a water resistance of 50 metres, which is rubbish. 100 metres should be the minimum for all watches. Accuracy of the automatic hacking-enabled caliber F6S22 movement is nothing to shout about, gaining 14 seconds a day, which is within Orient's specifications of -15 to +25 seconds a day. That timing was fresh out of the box. Having worn it daily for 3 weeks, it now runs at +1 second a day. Wow. There have been mentions of the movement being noisy. If shaken vigorously by one's ear, the rotor can be heard oscillating, but I didn't notice it on wrist. The bracelet is from the school of Seiko, complete with silky feel. Could it have a diashield coating? It also shares a similar to Seiko hideous stamped clasp. I like stamped clasps, but the Orient is a bland, shiny slab that when closed leaves a space,
Wider than that, in an idiot moon landing believer's head.
according to Tarquin. The space is terrible. A tighter tolerance would have been a huge improvement, and there are only 2 micro adjustments, which is not acceptable, showing a lack of concern from Orient for its customers. Luckily, removing 2 links produced a decent fit on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Disappointingly, the bracelet isn't tapered. Tapered bracelets add elegance to a watch. The links don't appear to be rolled, but the bracelet does nip at arm hairs, and the end links are hollow. It's safe to say the bracelet is consummate with the watch's price range, but not Vostok level awfulness. Although the dimensions don't sound excessive, the retro future camera weighs quite large and top heavy, in most part due to its near 13mm height. There was a danger the design could have strayed into novelty territory, but it works as a watch first, and looking closer reveals the rangefinder camera cues are nicely incorporated. Probably not by intention, but the monochrome and bare metal produce a strong Art Deco air to the watch. This is not a watch for everyone, but will probably charm those who purchase it.